Okay. As soon as a few people shuffle right in here, we will go ahead and get this thing started. I have a Joy Toy figure that I purchased for a special project, custom. We'll talk about a bit about that. We can talk about, I'm co-hosting tonight with Toy Domination. We have Jason Jensen Trains as our guest. This is a tool, YouTube. So I'm going to get started here. Just as soon as we get some fine folks in. I mean, I could start unboxing, but half the fun of having an unboxing is having people here, since I'm kind of at the home for the time being. So let me go ahead and throw this to the boys. All right, and hopefully some folks come in. I see we had a viewer and they're gone. I missed them already. I hope they come by again. That was very fun, very brief. I get it. I got stuff going on too. Doesn't need to happen, but we'll make this a thing. So I got this sent here from China, hoping it's legit and not a KO, but if it's a KO, there's not much I can do. Seller was legit, had high ratings, the price was right, so go ahead and get started. That is Rigo. Pick this guy up for a custom. Probably going to pop that head off of there and swap it out with something else. But once I get him out of the package and open, I will go ahead and get a little more here. Let's see. Don't think I need that anymore. Okay, I just broke the packaging. Oh no, it was just Velcro. So let's show that off real quick. I do like that they showcase what it can be and what it can be and what it is when it comes in. I think that's pretty cool. If you guys hear any dog noises, that's because the dogs have decided to play WWE AEW on the floor. Mama Rosie just went for a choke slam on Stark. Stark's going for a split leg takedown. Up. Rosie's going underneath the knee. Good girl, Rosie. Get him. I love these dogs. All right, open it up. There's some stuff that tumbled out, so we'll take a look at that. I do need to go ahead and put these in the trash can down below. Hey, Bjorn. All right, so we've got a set of body armor. I like the kind of standardized body armor that some of these guys have. I probably won't put it on him, but I do like this style. It's very simplified. It's not, high tech. It's generic enough to be utilized for other things, and I like that. Even the attach point on the back doesn't take away too much that it's a generic set of armor. So that's effing dope. Get that out of here. I don't need that. One thing that I was hyped about is not even for this guy, but for somebody else, but that sword is awesome, right? It almost looks like it's mechanical, like the blade could extend. It doesn't, but it does look like the blade could extend, and I like that it's a two-handed claymore for some heavy strikes. That's always dope. Sweet back glider that attaches to that armor. I'm presuming, and I'm sure that there's a peg port in the back of the figure, but that's cool on its own. You could have that sitting on a rack somewhere, chilling out. But again, and that's upside down, Famine. There we go. Now it looks. There's actually writing on it too. It says caution. If I'd have read, I would have known. But yeah, that could be sitting on a shelf somewhere that somebody could grab and go and throw on. We've got a case here, which is full of things. I'm guessing it's parts and pieces. We'll see in a moment. So we've got the figure of the gentleman himself. Try out the articulation on the limbs. Hell yeah. I dig. So the reason I got him, I guess a spoiler alert, is I'm a big fan of Cable from the X-Men. And I'm going to be using this guy to do my own Cable from the X-Men. Obviously, some things are going to be different, but he is from a alternate universe, as 99.99% of the characters in my world are. So, very cool. The head sculpt doesn't do anything for me. However, I do have some 118 Terminator stuff, and I think that head sculpt on a soldier body with a couple of the T800s, T700s would look really cool, because he's got the battle damage on his cheek, but it's not so much that it takes away from the figure, and it does come right off, so that's cool. I disassemble these guys like essentially the second I get them, just to get like stuff off so I can really see what I'm working with. And I just tore this man in half like Wolverine. I love that belt. That's going to go for a different figure too. It's not pouchy enough for Cable. If you guys are familiar with Layfield and how he does his comics, you guys know. And then that comes off right there, the holster for the leg. Not a problem. I'll just point the foot down and Houdini that right off. I could pop the whole leg off, but I don't feel like doing that right this second. It is going to work as Cable. That's exactly what it's going to be. That's what I purchased him for, and yeah, I'm excited. I have a baby for him, and it's not Baby Hope that he has to transport around, so that'll be exciting. And again, different universe, different world, different instincts. It could be, hell, it could be Strife before Strife got, strifed out. But, so we got that. Good body. Classic, basic, like cargo pants. I was going to say jeans, but they are cargo pants. Cut male physique, similar to my own. I don't know if you could tell if I don't really move. I have abs. That's actually just the way the shirt falls. But yeah. And also, one thing, I didn't even know this until I got it. I saw the line, but I just figured it was a sculpt line. No. He's got upper torso articulation too. So that's fantastic. So let's open up the little case. It says danger, do not touch. Get this bad boy popped open. All right, so that's the hinges on that side. There we go. Let's see what we got. What do we got here? And that pops right off. So that's good. At least I know how that goes on and off. Okay. I'm making the best faces in the world right here. So we've got a helmeted head. That's pretty badass. That'll be good on something, I'm sure. I'll apply that to somebody else. We've got a sidearm that looks like it's straight from the future. Very cool. Doesn't look like there's anything removable or any attachments for that. He does come with a BFG, which I will be using for Cable. That's a big fucking gun. I think that's badass. Then we have some, that's interesting. We only have 3 extra hands here. I'm not sure how many extra hands it was supposed to come with, but we do have 3 extra hands here instead of 4. Usually it's pairs of 2, but in this case, 3 extra hands, and we got a sweet, sweet pair of itty-bitty binoculars. Little itty-bitty binoculars. So that's cool. I'll probably stick those with something from Jurassic, honestly, because I have a lot of like rangefinders and Star Wars more sci-fi themed binoculars, but always love anytime a figure comes with a crate. That's why I wish I could, I guess I could afford more Acid Rain figures, but they're out of my price range just a little bit. So it's really got to be something special for me to throw my money towards that line. Like when they did the collab with Toy Pizza, I thought that was awesome. So I gave them a little bit of coin for that. Anybody else's box is sticky. I'm going to get kicked off the air for talking about a sticky box. But yeah, so that'll go with, I don't know if you guys can see. No, you can't because I've got stuff in the way. I have like a storage rack pile over there of different crates and stuff at the landing pad. So that'll work out great. But I'm excited for that. Yes, this guy is going to be used as Cable. I'll swap out the other arm for a human shirtless arm. Maybe keep a gloved hand for him, but I'm excited about this figure. That's really dope. And I like that I finally have a Joy Toy figure where the knees aren't armored. So it's just a pair of pants and not like, missing a giant gaping thing if I take it off. I'm sure I could actually pop off the knee and replace it with armor if I wanted to, but I don't. I like the idea of cargo pants. He's going to have a set of armor. I see myself as a acid rain figure, you know, big feet, bad shoulders, sore back. You know, I got a litany of things going on. One of the pieces that I saved was this. I think this would look good on cable. I'm not sure how it's going to look on this figure right now, but we're going to try it out. But this is from that Mandalorian that I used to make the red Mandalorian that I have, the Executioner. That's pretty cool. Might change a couple of things about that. Might heat it up and loosen it up a little bit, but looks pretty badass on there. So we'll see. Nothing set in stone. This will be a work in progress custom, as always, as most of my customs are until I finish them. And even then, when they're finished, I still could probably come up with some other things that I want to do to finish them out. But up there for the time being. So what has everybody else got going on today? I know some of you guys have plans to be at the live stream later over on Toy Domination. You should absolutely check that out. We're going to have Jason Jensen on as a guest, which I am very excited about. Can't wait to talk trains, toys, sci-fi world building, tips, techniques. That's going to be awesome. Highly recommend you guys tuning in if you want some tips, some takeaways. That's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great episode. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's been pretty slow at the toy store, Bjorn. Ordering up parts of you, figures of you and your girlfriend to occupy your worlds. Excellent. Excellent. Having people that represent people in your world is great. If you have an avatar of yourself, also great. And your girlfriend, even better. I don't think I have a figure of my girlfriend yet. I don't think we've maybe talked about doing, figure of her. But I would absolutely do that. But yeah, I already digging this, like the big freaking gun. Look at that thing. Like, damn, dude. That's, if there was a big cable gun, that's one of them right there. And I'll put that human head on just for the time being. Bjorn, you can get off at 7, go home, wash up, have some dinner, and then tune in at 9 o'clock, to Toy Domination, because we're going to be talking to Jason Jensen Trains. I'm just going to keep pimping it. You guys will eventually get tired and log off the channel, and I'll miss you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be a little sad. Might have to talk to the dogs, make up for the fact that people are missing. I didn't even realize this figure had toe articulation. I guess I should probably, look at the things that I pick up from time to time. That's badass. Like, having toe articulation, that allows for different, more dynamic poses, which I always look for in figures. I love being able to pose a figure, in such a way that it screams real world and not, oh, this is a toy, carefully balanced, and you can also do some sick running poses or like leaping with articulated toes, escaping a hit, a guy up on the tips of his toes as somebody takes a swing at him. That's absolutely true. You could do some sweet break dancing, some squatting, when you're kicking somebody right in the chest, the tip, right in the rib cage, the tip of your foot, just, We stream at 9 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know the rest of the time zones. So 9 o'clock would be 6 o'clock Pacific time. So I'm guessing 8 or 7 Central. If you turn on your bell notification for Toy Domination, it will alert you about 15 minutes before the live. So consider that. And I'll also turn on the bell notifications for my channel. I'm told by the powers that be that run YouTube, they say that helps. So I highly recommend, help the channel out. Turn that bell on, and also to let you know when I go live because as you guys can see, I am a wild person. I don't have a set schedule. I just kind of go live when I can. I'm working on actually producing a schedule that I will be sticking to. I'm working on coming up with, you know, a show. Not going to be, you know, I'm not going to be taking anything away from Toy Domination. I'm certainly not going to be taking away anything from Rad Toys and what we're doing with the World Makers Consortium. I just want to have a maybe a sit down and customize, or sit down and toy chat, something very informal, something relaxed, and something that's going to make the night, make that particular day go easier, go by a little bit quicker, make it more fun. We get to talk toys, get to talk customs, get to talk, you know, whatever science fiction or fantasy or whatever TV show or whatnot we want to do. I'm trying not to dedicate any strikes. Ooh, I'm curious about the Robo Bear, how that is. But I'm trying not to run afoul of any strikes, because while I'm not a member of SAG-AFTRA or the WGA, there may be a time, because I am a writer, where I may be a member of WGA. I may do some extra work. So that's number two. Number one being is that I think people should be getting paid a percentage of their work, especially for the standards that they have now. So I don't want to dedicate time talking about shows that are currently striking until the matter. But as far as like old sci-fi and stuff that goes, we can absolutely talk about that. No problem. That doesn't bother me one bit. The Fortnite figs are good for customs. I found some of those Fortnite figs to be so large in the torso that they kind of space. I have a few. The female figures sit a little bit taller and the male figures are taller, but I like the mechanical robotic figures that they produce, and things with a lot of like robot arms and whatnot, because they can be, you know, interspersed with world building in various ways. So I'm there with you on the Fortnite stuff, and they have a lot of accessories that you can get for Fortnite figures, which is dope. One thing that I love about these Joy Toy figures is the ability for not only the figure can shoulder their weapon, they can hold it in a realistic pose. It's not like, you know, that's it. That's the arm, holds it like that, but they can, you know, shoulder up a weapon. They can look down the sight. It's realistic. I dig that. And things like this, where certain hands can be used for other things, like, there you go, your basic pose on a shelf. Cock his head up a little bit. He's pointing down range. He's gesturing. He's checking the way. Hey, wets his fingers. Is it windy? We don't know. We're trying to find out. So little things like that bring me a lot of joy. I want to get a couple of the Warhammer figures for customs. I see a lot of potential there, especially the vehicles. The price is expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. I may have to come up with a way to finance. And when I say finance, I don't mean like take out a bank loan or anything like that, but, you know, sell a custom, or, you know, set something aside that I can do, make a custom for somebody, take a commission, which I don't often do, just to offset the cost of those. But some thoughts on that. I'm excited to take a look at those. I do want to get a couple of like the Children of Sanreha, I think that's how you say it, that are part of the Joy Toy line. They're kind of like Wasteland, Mad Max. Christ, what's that video game? Starts with a B. Borderlands. And styled wave. I like that stuff a lot, and it does look like it could loan itself to doing some Star Wars stuff, making some hover bikes, hover speeders. There's one with a sidecar, which I don't have any vehicles. Yeah, I saw a lot of those on Amazon, and periodically I get benefits from work that I can kind of cash in for gift cards and stuff. And I usually get Amazon gift cards and give them to my girlfriend. Once in a while, I'll save them for things like I bought this. Actually, don't know that I showed this on stream. I may have, I may not have, but we can take a look now. These guys went on clearance for $7 on Amazon. So I picked one up. I'm going to turn it into a basically a rapid response unit for any mechs that may wander through the station, or anything larger, like if a Rancor gets loose or something that somebody can hop into and make quick, decisive decisions. What's going on, brother? What's happening, Fatback? And yeah, I'm excited about that. I actually just saw Ronin. If you guys follow him on Instagram, Ronin343. I'm getting that wrong. I'm actually going to pull it up right now. But if you follow him on Instagram, I think he's doing a custom for somebody, and does really good things with his toys. So let's pull this up right now. Ronin 314, and he definitely, yeah, I'm glad you made it to the live stream too. He definitely just made a really badass version of that for Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper operating it. Or was it a Stormtrooper? It was a Stormtrooper. But I highly recommend checking out his work. That's Ronin 314. He does primarily 1/12 scale photography, toy photography. Damn near everything is Star Wars, but he does some 1/18 scale too as well. Some really cool custom vehicles, custom layouts. So highly recommend checking him out. So for those of you, here's a question. For those of you guys that have a lot of Joy Toy, do you keep your Joy Toy figures separated, like their accessories, the extra hands, guns, body parts? Do you keep them separate from your regular toy accessories, or do you just lock them all in your fodder bin and call it a day? I've been thinking about that, because as I get more of these in my collection and I want to make swappability, I'd rather not rummage through other figures and like try and figure out, okay, this is a Star Wars hand, this doesn't fit, or this is a Fortnite hand, this doesn't fit. I'd rather just be able to open up like my Joy Toy stuff and go, yep, that'll swap with that. How do you guys do it? Knock on wood, I say it now and watch this happens to me, but like I've had really, really good luck with these. I just take my time with them. I don't force anything, and if I need to, I heat it up. Everything I slowly break in the articulation. I never just snap and start wobbling the figure around, which I've seen people do in videos, and then they break their figures, and it's like, well, yeah, you take it out of the package and you're like, crap, I broke the thing in half. Well, yeah, tug on it like that. And I'm not saying you did by any stretch of the imagination. I've just seen that happen. So I'm always real careful when I test the range of motion. I work it easy at first. I don't just go and try and snap the arm all the way back to see if they can put their arm back and touch the other arm. Same goes for like thigh cuts and everything. You want to hold things in place and give them a turn, loosen them up, give them a try. So, and one of the things I like about these is, knock on wood, I've never had a loose figure from them. Everything is tight where it needs to be and loose enough to make maneuvers when it doesn't. So that's always a cool feature. Which Boba Fett are you thinking about using, Bjorn? Or are, planning on using, I should say? Right. Let's see here. Put this cool cyborg helmet on. That's badass. Good old G.I. Joe. The real American heroes. Nice. The Tusken outfit. I do wind up sometimes in my little world when I start posing figures, but that's that's badass and dynamic. You know, the forward foot, the arm out. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's come up with a crazy, like, you know, warrior pose. Let's see. We want dynamic. We're not necessarily looking for realistic right now. So I'll put that back. Have that gun at the ready at the hip. Over that out. That's as far as that'll articulate. So now that's good. Then I know. Yeah, if you have a figure stand and you can put that on, having him fire 2 guns through the air like that, that's badass. You know, you could absolutely do that. You get the figure stand up in the leg, hide it with some smoke effects or something. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was actually looking at that figure on Hasbro Pulse today. I know that they have them in stock. I considered picking up a couple because, again, I use the Tem head for my own head. That's what I sculpted the beard and changed the eyebrows on mine, and made it look as much like me as I can. At some point, I'm going to have to add more to the beard as this beard keeps growing in, and add a little bit more gray to it. But if you guys remember, you can go back and look at the video where I showcased that first. I did not have as much gray over here as I did. I just had this little bit of gray here and a couple over here. And we're going. We're full tilt. I've been graying since I was 13, though. I finally embraced it, so it is what it is. Gray hair ain't nothing but a thing. Shows that, you know, I'm getting older and I'm getting wiser, and I think it adds character. I wish that my mustache would do like this, you know, just completely white, but it doesn't. It'll get there one day. Yeah, I want to pick up the 2-pack for the RoboCop droids. I want to get a few of those and make those for high. Well, not for hire, but like a cyberpunk, basically hired police, right? Like your own personal. Excuse me. A personalized security force for somebody. I think those could be some great figures, especially with if you got some other parts and like swapped out arms and whatnot. How much were they? They were probably around the $40 mark, right? Joints around for general use, inside most used parts. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I could absolutely see Jax if you had a if you were doing customs of people, if you had a African American torso, just pop those goddamn arms off, put them on there, and you've got Jax. I mean, you know, bald, facial hair, get that right face structure. It'd be pretty badass. Ugh. Let's see here. What other hands we got? Let's get some different hands on here. So that's the rifle holding hand. So we'll switch to a fist. Yeah, we'll switch to a fist. Yeah. Well, so there are 1/18 scale T800s. There's 1/18 scale T700s from Terminator Salvation, which, aside from Terminator 2, is my favorite Terminator movie. I think Christian Bale did a hell of a job. Sam Worthington did a hell of a job. Moon Bloodgood, who I have such a crush on, she did phenomenal in that series as well, in that film. You know, the fact that the kid who played Kyle Reese, he passed away way too young, really, really sad. But like I genuinely enjoy Terminator Salvation. Like I said, it is pretty much my favorite Terminator movie since Terminator 2. Let's see. So we got one punching fist, and that's for the right hand, which makes sense. You want to throw all your robot weight behind that one. And then we got 3. Nope. So we got 2. I guess that works out. So we got a trigger finger, a punching finger, and a gripping, a trigger finger, a punching hand, and a gripping hand for the right-hand side, but then we only have two hands for the left. One is the pointing hand, or, keeping your finger off the safety, and the other one is just a gripping hand. But I actually have one of the T800s, or T700s, I think, right here. Actually just fixed his legs with some heat the other day. I'm going to hit him with some rub and buff, some silver rub and buff. And all right, this is it. We're talking Terminator Salvation here, right? So Terminator Salvation, I like what it did way more for the franchise than what T3 did. I thought T3 was cool when I was younger, but going back and watching it now, it had so many corny beats to it. They really tried to shoehorn. Dude, not a problem. I could take a look later. But like they tried to shoehorn too many references in. Some of the context of items that happened in that film didn't make sense. Salvation was cool. It had a uncredited cameo by Sarah Connor. She reprised her role. My God, her name is slipping my head right now, and this always happens when I start babbling excitedly about things. But she did an uncredited cameo as the voice of Sarah Connor doing the tapes. You got the Guns N' Roses on John Connor's tape player, which is an immediate throwback to T2. It hit all the right notes. It was dark. It was gritty. It had Bryce Dallas Howard. It had, amazing stuff. I love the notion that Skynet is trying to utilize human beings to appeal to, John Connor and go after his humanity and things like that. Like, I just love that. And the fact that there were other Terminators, it was a great surprise. I walked into the theater not knowing anything about it. So to walk in there and spoiler alert, for a 10-year-old movie, I'm sorry. The fact that they got Arnold's bodybuilding double to appear, not only to play the physical role, but to model off of the old 3D models and make it move like humans, and then used his face for that fight in the factory, which was very reminiscent of Terminator 2. I thought that was goddamn cool. And it went from like a human, man-made world where they were working on things to fight in the robots factory in their world where they're being manufactured. I thought that was such a cool juxtaposition between the two. I will read the comic book series. It's on my list of things to read, like anything Alien and Predator. I love reading the comics for those. Terminator, RoboCop, I love reading those. I am going to go see The Creator. I'm very excited for that. Looks like ILM did an amazing job on a lot of the stuff that's going to be included in that film. But again, trying to so we got a guy that doesn't like Sam Worthington. That's cool. Not everybody has to have taste. I'm kidding. But yeah, not everybody's going to like the same actors and actresses, and that's awesome. That's 100% fine. I like Sam Worthington. I thought Sam did a great job in that movie. He played, an ex-con who was dead and kind of came back to life in a very scary real world that he did not die in. And I think that he fit the role perfectly for that. I don't think he's superb in Avatar. I know a lot of people liked him in that. It's not for me. But again, I don't have anything against him other than he started doing a lot of like Jesus-y movies, kind of like Jim Caviezel did, and that guy got really weird. So Billy Crystal for life. I have one of the novels for Salvation. I have the comics as well, the comic prequel. But yeah, I'm a huge Terminator fan. I did not see the newest one with Arnold reprising his role. I liked the one with Daenerys. I'm terrible with names this week. I dug that one. They gave away the big MacGuffin in the trailer, which kind of bummed me out. Like it was such a giveaway when they showed John Connor and the tech. Like it kind of killed the mood of the movie for me when I went in and saw it. But I really do enjoy, Dark Future. That's the one I think I didn't see. I could Google it, but I'm lazy. So I let you guys do all that work for me. Kidding. I'd certainly it did get Worthington. I did watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and that's another show that doesn't get a terrible amount of credit that I think it should get, but it also doesn't it's not make or break for anything. I like Summer Glau. I like her a lot in things. I think she kind of gets typecast and stuff. But again, you're an actor and actress. You take a certain, you know, type of role, and that's what you're going to get typecast in. So, yeah, hail Stan. I like Stan. I tease. But yeah, I don't listen. You can like whatever movies you like, I guess. But when people go from Hollywood films and they're doing blockbusters, and then all of a sudden they stop getting cast, and you look and it's all they're doing now is like straight to DVD Christian releases and you know, Jesus films, or like movies that aren't my jam. Something's up there. Maybe they didn't like the Hollywood lifestyle. Maybe they didn't like what was there for them, but not for me. When I was younger, I watched Kirk Cameron in those Left Behind movies, because I'm an atheist, agnostic at best, atheist mostly. You know what I mean? Like I don't presume to think that maybe there's no intelligent design, but I also have no proof that there is anything. But that's a debate discussion for any other day. But I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school on Sundays, did the whole church thing, baptized, blah blah blah. So I had actually read the Bible, unlike most Christians. And so I was like, oh, okay, let's see a show about the Revelation, which is not in the Bible. Revelation is not in the Bible. Anybody who tells you that it is selling you something. But I was like, okay, let's check out the show with Kirk Cameron, this movie series with Kirk Cameron about the Antichrist and people that are raptured and everything. And like, what a hot pile of garbage. And I'm like, what happened to Kirk Cameron? Let's look. The same thing. Hollywood lifestyle wasn't for him, and he jumped into the Christian movies and TV shows and just started firing them out, and that was his wheelhouse, and his fans paid his rent with those movies and TV shows. So that's the kind of thing he's into. But that's not for me. That's not the thing I'm into. So I don't even recommend those movies. They were not good. They were not good. But yeah, to go back to Terminator, I'd absolutely love to see a series of that whole series was based on essentially a bunch of BS. But again, we could do theology all day, and I honestly enjoy looking at the takes of the faiths that they have, and the books and the items and the artifacts and the relics and the things. Like Catholicism is what I was raised on. I did not realize how weird Catholics are. I say we. This is the royal we because I was raised Catholic, went to a Catholic church. My family is Catholic. I am, again, atheist, agnostic at best. We as Catholics, there's a church that the Catholic Church recognizes having a relic of what they consider, I think there's a couple of them, that they consider owning Jesus's foreskin. People go, they go and see somebody's foreskin, whether it's Jesus's or not. Like, that's fucking weird. Like the Catholic imagery is wild. Like it's really cool, and there's like skulls and shit. And if you pay attention, and like there's hidden clues, and artists would put things in there. That's all cool, but it's not. If you want to get down to the brass tacks of whether or not there's floating sky baby or in the devil below, it's not for me to have that discussion. But the imagery is cool. I will give that. Unfortunately, churches they have things like molestation insurance and have to do payouts for hurting children. And I know some children who are personally affected by the Catholic Church and the way they shuffle priests around and all that stuff. So I don't want to turn off too many viewers. I don't want to. Actually, I don't care if somebody gets upset that I'm talking about the horrible things the Catholic Church did and thinks that it's like bad. Sorry, go somewhere else. But Catholic and Baptist. That I went to a Baptist church that it said it was Baptist, but they had snakes, snake handling. One time they took that snake out and I said, I'm out of here. Not for me. Absolutely not. Not for me. You bring wild, I don't care if they pulled like a wild fucking possum out of that box. Like, you don't bring an animal into that small thing and you're yelling and there's bells and people dancing and stuff. Like, not for me. No. Ecto 1. Yeah, I want to get one of those Ecto 1s. And see, he's brought up Protestant, Catholic. I'm wearing orange. It's a whole thing. I do want to get one of those 3 3/4 scale Ecto 1s and convert it into a hovercraft for gimmick. I'll probably put them up on the more like city level, the Ghostbusters. Maybe I'll do some type of firehouse layout. I've been to the New York City Firehouse a few times. I have a lot of reference photos. They are a cool fire department. If you ever get to visit New York City, go down to the down towards the new Trade Center, down to the financial district, look up the firehouse. It's very cool. Just don't block their parking spots. Trees are groovy. But yeah, they have their fire department logo has the ghost from Ghostbusters from the no-go sign with a fire axe and a pole hook. It's a ladder company. It's really cool. If you're there on a good day and they're open and there's some people talking, if you have a Ghostbusters patch for a Ghostbuster group, if any of you guys do Ghostbusters cosplay like I do, they swap patches with you. It's really cool. I highly recommend checking it out. There's so many cool, number one, Ghostbusters filming locations in New York, so many movie filming locations in New York, so much to see. But I recommend going to the Ghostbusters Firehouse because it truly is like you walk up and you're like, I'm here at the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Like it's one of the coolest goddamn things I've ever gotten to do in my life. Oh, Mama Rosie. Oh, there she is. Hi, Rosie. Mama Rosie, say hi. Say hi to the audience. Hello. What do you guys, anybody that has Ghostbusters in 3 3/4 inch that aren't the existing figures, what do you guys use for your bodies? I looked at, I'm thinking about using either some of the Joy Toy janitor crews or something similar for the jumpsuited body to do the Ghostbusters. Because I don't have to hear anybody on this stream, I'm using the external microphone, so I don't know if you guys can hear. But when she gets rubs, when she's happy, she grunts like a little pig, and I don't know if you guys can hear her grunting like a little pig, but it's the sweetest thing. So anytime I stop and just smile at her, that's because she's grunting like a little piggy. Oh, Rosie, you's a piggy, Rosie. Me as you are. Yo, good girl. Okay, so you had to back something in Marauders. I feel like that would be something like the jumpsuits would sell just because it's another jumpsuit, like that could be applied to sci-fi or something like that. That's interesting. I'll have to check eBay to see if anybody's got those. Winston Zedmore will be the first Ghostbuster that I make. Because he's the best Ghostbuster. I have a real affinity because I am one as well for the working man. You pay me enough, I'll believe anything, and I'll come to work. And I love that about him. And he just kicks ass. You never see any controversy with Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson's in a bunch of shit that I really enjoy. Like, love that guy. said hello to me at a con. Like I wasn't even going to visit his table. I just happened to walk by and look over at him and saw he was. I say hello, and he goes, "Hi, hey man, how are you?" Like really nice. Just so Zed Moore is going to be the first Ghostbuster that I'm going to make. Yeah, how did that go? I plan on meeting him when I do when I cosplay as a Ghostbuster again. When I meet him, I will be cosplaying in my Ghostbusters uniform because you don't meet Ernie Hudson for a photo op and not be in your Ghostbusters jumpsuit. That's just, it's legally, that's the way. You just like Piggy. Happy girl. See, when Rosie wants something, she'll stare at you for a little bit, and then she'll throw her arm and like kind of whack it. Yeah, I want to see if she'll hit me in the beard. Although she seems pretty content just being held here. Huh. You're a good girl, Rosie. You're so beautiful. That's awesome. I saw him at a New York Comic Con. He had a table. Obviously, he was doing photo ops and stuff, and they had a inflatable Ecto-1 behind him. I may have a picture somewhere buried, but it was the day I met Stan Lee. I actually went specifically to meet Stan, and I sat in line. It was the last Comic-Con that Stan ever did. Last New York Comic-Con, I should say. And I sat in line for 2 hours, and Stan Lee is the only person that I would ever sit in line for 2 hours for. But he was almost directly across in the hall. So, and beautiful. No, hey Rosie. Oh, thank you for the kiss. The little guy that was just over there on that pillow, Stark, he's jealous, so he's coming over and he's slowly inching his way over to come check out what I got going on with his ma to see if he can come over and jump up on my lap too. Yeah. Yeah. You got jealous boys, huh, Rosie? You wanna go play with them? You wanna go play with your boys? Love you. All right, cats and kittens. Oh, good jump. So we talked about some figures today. I did a bit of an opening. We talked about Terminator. We talked about our organized religion without anybody arguing or calling each other names. So kudos to the class. You all get a gold star. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get cleaned up, get myself a little bit of dinner, and then I'm going to go ahead, and I'm also having dinosaur chicken nuggets for dinner tonight. So be with the cool kids, all right? Dinosaurs in the space station, dinosaurs in my belly. Make sure you tune in what do we got? It's 7 o'clock now, my time. So hour and 45 minutes, toy domination. We're going to have Jason Jensen Trains as a guest. I am co-hosting. Very excited for that. And also don't forget tomorrow, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern, World Makers Consortium over on Rad Toys channel. I hope you guys have an excellent day. Thank you all for stopping in and streaming with me. I appreciate it. Glad for the conversation. Share the video with your friends if you're not already subscribed. Don't be afraid to click the like button. That also helps out too. And also go ahead and hit that subscription bell, notification bell. Apparently, I'm told tonight is Jason Jensen Trains over on Toy Domination. Show starts at 9 o'clock. So, like I said, hit the bell, hit the like, give it a thumbs up. What do they say? Smash the like button. Isn't that the trope? Isn't that the thing? You know what? If you're a Ghostbuster, you take out your neutrino wand, you fire that unlicensed, unregistered nuclear reactor that's up on your back, and you blast it, and then you move it into a ghost trap, and then just tap the button to like it, okay? All right, guys, be well. Too sweet me. You know the drill. Be good.